What's going on, guys? Welcome to Wynbrooke Advertising Academy. This is our intro video. We're welcoming you. We're super excited to work with you, to teach you, and to make you the best marketers out there. However, please do not write off this video. This is not just a welcome video. We will be digging into a lot of the psychology about marketing and the foundation of marketing and what the difference between just an ad and an ad that actually moves people in a way that gets them to take action is. So the content in this video, I will say, it may be 5-10 minutes. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I will say if you can memorize the majority of content in this video, you will be leap years ahead of the majority of marketers out there. And you will be able to have ads that have a much greater impact and convert at a much higher rate because of it. So I will start off here, just kind of reading through everything. Wynbrooke Advertising Academy is dedicated to empowering you with the knowledge and skills to think like a marketer, problem solve quickly, think for yourself, sell solutions to people's problems, not products. Remember, we're not selling products here or services. We're selling solutions to people's problems. This is crucial. And understand how to speak to each person based on their specific pain point and level of awareness. Read through that again if you need to. That's really, really important, all of that. So what we're going to be covering on this video is an introduction to creating ads that convert. Number 2, the buyer journey, which we also call levels of awareness. And then number 3, crafting ads for every level of awareness. So let's start with creating ads that convert. This is the general foundation. If you can soak this up, this will get you about 80% of the way there when it comes to fully understanding how to write an ad that's impactful. So number 1, discovering your customer's pain point. And this can take research. This can take you going online, reading blogs, reading, through Reddit, seeing what your customer is seeing, listening to what they're listening to, where are they, what are they sharing online? So sometimes ChatGPT will give you all those answers as well. So number 1, discovering your customer's pain points. And it just says, find your customer's deepest fears, insecurities, and discomforts that keep them up at night. And this isn't to manipulate people. This is, we are providing, you want to use these tactics when you have a product or a service that you believe are a solution to those fears, insecurities, or discomforts. So it's helping people understand that your product or service is the solution. And these principles work when it comes to lead generation or e-commerce. It doesn't matter whether you're selling products or services. So number 1, discover your customer's pain points. Number 2, enter the conversation already taking place in their head. So it says, align your messaging with the thoughts and feelings your customers are already having. Self-explanatory, but feel free to read through that a few times. It is much easier to enter the conversation that is already happening in your customer's head, and especially if it's a conversation that's keeping them up at night or that they are constantly thinking about, if it's a problem that they're constantly processing, compared to starting a new conversation that they aren't currently having. Number 3, position your product, or service as the solution to their pain or discomfort. So help customers imagine how much better their life will be with your product or service, moving them away from pain and towards pleasure. So you want to paint that picture even in your ad copy. I mean, you could literally say, imagine a life without this problem. That's what our product or solution enables, or that is the type of life that our product or service allows you to have. Moving on to the 4th step in creating ads that convert, learn to speak to every stage of buyer awareness. And we'll dig more into this down below. Create ads that speak to every stage of buyer awareness so you can open your brand up to 100% of potential buyers instead of fighting over the 3% of buyers your competition is marketing to. Let me read that one more time. Create ads that speak to every stage of buyer awareness so you can open your brand up to 100% of potential buyers instead of fighting over the 3% of buyers your competition is marketing to. And we're going to dig more into that, but that's huge. If you can bridge the gap between each level of awareness and your product, the level of scale can be massive. Read through this multiple times. I promise you, this will, if you can really take this in and process this and make this just part of your natural thoughts when you're writing ad copy. Even if you're using ChatGPT to write your ad copy, it will be 10 times, 100 times more impactful, because you'll be asking ChatGPT the right questions, and it will be writing copy that, and if you don't know what copy is, it's literally ad copy. It's literally just the text that goes in an ad. It will create 10 times more moving ads because it will actually be hitting the right pain points. Okay, so moving to the next section are the buyer journey, otherwise known as levels of awareness. So the first level of awareness, non-problem aware. And there's about 40% of people that are in this category. So these are, if we're looking at 100% of the people that are your potential buyers for your product or for your service, 40% of them are non-problem aware. They aren't aware that they have a problem. So the majority of people are not yet aware. I should say this majority. Oh, gotcha. Never mind. The majority of people are not yet aware of the problem that your product or service solves. So that's 40% of people. Okay. And then as we move up, these people get warmer here. So these people are problem aware. This is about 20% of people out there, 20% of your potential buyers. This group knows they have a problem, but are not yet aware of the product or service available to solve it. And then as we move up to the third level of awareness, these people are solution aware. There's about 20% in here. These buyers are in the information gathering stage. So they're researching, comparing options to find the best solution to their problem. So these are people that are Googling how to fix back pain, how to fix whatever it is, how to fix a kitchen sink, depending if it's a product or service. So product aware. So this would be product or service aware. 17% of people fall into this category. This group is familiar with your product or service, not specifically your brand or your company, but they're familiar with your product or service that you sell and that it exists. So this group is familiar with your product or service, but may not be entirely convinced it's the best solution. And then this is the purchase ready. Sometimes a lot of people will call this brand aware. I call it purchase ready. So this small but valuable segment is actively seeking to make a purchase. They represent the low-hanging fruit for advertisers. So most advertisers go after this specific level of awareness. If you look at the ads out there, they're offering discounts. And there's nothing wrong with this. This stuff works. But this stuff works for that 3% level up, for that highest level of awareness. People that are already aware of your product or already aware that that's the product that they want. Somebody else has already convinced them, or researching online has already convinced them. But if you really want to open your brand, whether it's for products or for services, or you're running ads for other companies, if you want to open up any offer through paid ads to a greater level of scale, you need to think outside of just that 3%. And that's what we're going to get into down below. So crafting ads for every level of awareness. We're going to do this video all in one take. So I may drink water a few times here. Okay. Crafting ads for every level of awareness. So for non-problem aware, essentially we're introducing, if you're writing an ad for non-problem aware people, you're introducing the problem your product solves and why it's important. Okay. If you're writing an ad for problem aware people, you're educating the audience about the problem your product solves and why it's important. If you are writing an ad for solution aware people, you're introducing your product as the solution to the identified problem, highlighting key benefits. And you will see some advertisers are doing this when they're talking about all the benefits in there. That is focusing more on a solution aware level of awareness. And you can call these avatars as well. You can say either it's a non-problem aware avatar or a problem aware avatar, just a person in that, a type of person, a person in that mental state. Okay, then if you're writing an ad for a product aware person, provide detailed information about your product's features, capabilities, and how it addresses the problem. And then there's brand, like I said, a lot of people will call purchase aware or brand aware. They are slightly different. Brand aware is people that are aware of your brand already. Purchase aware just means that those people know that they want a product. So you just have to convince them why your approach is the same. Either way, you're convincing them why your brand is the brand to go with. It's more about almost why, if you sell the similar product or similar service than somebody else, whether if people are brand aware or if people are in this level of awareness, purchase ready, you're essentially speaking to them the same way. It's saying, this is why our brand's different. These are all of the reasons you should trust us, our reviews, any type of recognition we've received in our industry, and then just giving them a call strong to action. So it's very similar. It's a very similar approach. Build trust and familiarity with your brand, emphasizing why customers should choose your solution, or better yet, choose your brand. Okay, so advertising and in the next video, we're going to have ChatGPT write all this for us, which is, you're going to love. But I'm walking you through, I want you to fully understand the psychology behind this before we just have ChatGPT spit us out a bunch of ads. I want you to fully understand, because when something doesn't work, you need to be able to work through you need to be able to empathize with the customers, first of all, and figure out where that disconnect is. Like when you read through the ad, AI is not perfect. It will get you really close, but you need to be able to read through that copy and figure out, is this actually going to connect and land with my customer based on the pain points I know they have and the level of awareness that I know that they're at. Okay, so advertising is going to break down how to advertise to each of them. So if we're advertising to non-problem aware buyers, so this is the biggest audience, 40% of people. It's also the coldest audience. A lot of advertisers won't go after this. This is usually the last one to be able to crack the code for, because it's the most difficult. It's a longer transition to get someone to realize they have a problem and that there is a solution for that problem and that your product is the solution for that problem and that you're the best brand to go with. That's a lot of steps and hoops to get someone to go through. So the lowest hanging fruit is always going to be people that are purchase ready at the highest level of intent. But this opens you up for a whole different level of scale. And it's great for you to know this, even if you don't run ads to the non-problem aware. I would say at minimum, you want to focus on running ads for people that are problem aware and higher. So advertising to non-problem aware buyers. So I'm not going to read through all this, but essentially introduce the problem. Yeah, I may as well. So you introduce the problem, explain the problem that your product solves, making it clear why it's an important issue that needs to be addressed. Step number 2 is and this is all in your ad copy, you explain the impact, highlight the negative consequences of not addressing the problem, motivating the buyer to learn more. And step number 3, you provide a solution. Introduce your product as a viable solution to the problem, piquing the buyer's interest. And you can use this same psychology on landing pages as well. If you are driving someone that is non-problem aware, typically we'll start by just driving them all to the same landing page. But if you really want to break down and segment each person to maximize how to convert every type of traffic, you really could use this same formatting in the copy, in the text on your landing page as well. Either way, you want to understand the psychology of how you transition them into realizing they need your product. So we're going to move into the warmer audience here. Advertising to problem-aware buyers. So this is 20%. And when we say buyers, we mean potential buyers here. So advertising to people that are problem-aware, but that are the right person for your product. So clearly explain the problem your product solves and why it's important for the buyer to address it. Explain what would happen if they don't solve the current problem they have. Showcase how your product can effectively solve the problem and provide the desired outcome for the buyer. Use customer testimonials, social proof, and brand messaging to establish credibility and trust. Cool. This graphic, this is all AI generated with this graphic, but it gives a good picture. This is someone that they're aware they have a problem. They're online most of the time researching what the problem is. Like I said earlier, how to get rid of back pain, how to get rid of knee pain, what to do when I'm retired. Maybe they're looking for hobbies. Maybe that is the problem. How to fix my roof. So they're not necessarily looking for a roofing company or roof repair company. They're literally looking for how to fix my roof. A lot of times it's more of a how-to question. Problem aware. They're aware they have a problem. They don't know what the solution is. Solution aware means they are aware of the solutions. They are not aware specifically of your product. They may be looking at 5 different types of options for their problem. So if you're a roofing company, they have a roofing issue, they may be looking at 4 different do-it-yourself solutions. They may be looking at 4 different do-it-yourself solutions and 4 or 5 different products out there. One may be roof rejuvenation, one may be roof replacement, one may be roof repair. They're not sure exactly what they need. Or they may be looking for something else altogether, of not working with a roofing company and doing some kind of do-it-yourself solution. So they're aware of their problem, they're aware of the solutions out there, but they don't know which one's the best. I'm going to read through this because what I wrote out will articulate it better than I just did. Articulate. So step number 1, if you're writing an ad for people that are solution-aware buyers, step number 1, you articulate the problem. The segment of buyers has already identified the problem that your product solves and are actively researching solutions. Step number 2, position your product. The goal is to position your product as the optimal solution and guide them towards making a purchase. Step number 3, highlight key features. Clearly articulate how your product directly addresses the problem the buyer has recognized. Highlight the key features and capabilities that make your product the best choice to solve their issue. Step number 4, social proof, or provide proof. Use customer testimonials, case studies, and detailed product information to demonstrate the effectiveness of your solution. Step number 5, call to action. Provide a clear and compelling call to action that makes it easy for the buyer to take the next step towards purchasing your product. Address any remaining concerns or objections they may have and make it clear why your solution is the best fit for their needs. Okay, moving down into the even warmer audience, advertising to product-aware buyers. So there's 17% of people that are in this level of awareness. So you want to focus on first the product features. So provide detailed information about the key features and capabilities of your product that address the buyer's needs. Step number 2, product benefits. Clearly explain how your product's features translate into concrete benefits that solve the buyer's problem. And then step number 3, differentiation. Highlight what sets your product apart from the competition and why it's the best choice for the buyer. And I will say this because most people will fall under product aware or purchase ready. You will see high converting websites with a very similar layout to this, also tied into their product description. So you'll notice it'll have all of the features of whatever the product is, and then it'll have all of the benefits. Say if it's a smartwatch, it'll talk about it tracks this, tracks this, tracks this, tracks this, and then it'll go into benefits. Have more energy, stay hydrated, stay mobile, live longer, boost your mood. Those are all benefits. So it'll transition from more of the technical stuff, the features, into more of the benefits. And then differentiation, how to set your product apart from your competition. So, and then moving into advertising to purchase ready buyers. And this ties into if they're brand aware already, which could be more ads that are targeting people that are already aware or of your brand or have already interacted with your brand. So if you've already been in the advertising space at all, a lot of times this will fall in the retargeting section, but I don't want to pigeonhole it because there are people that come to your site that are purchase ready that don't know about your brand. So that's why I like to separate that out and just focus on purchase ready buyers. So we're breaking down the levels of awareness and the exact steps to address in your ad copy or the text in your ad in order to persuade that person to purchase your product. So advertising to purchase ready buyers. This is the smallest group. This is who everyone is going after. That's why I'm teaching you all this, so that you can learn to advertise to each level of awareness and not just fight over the small 3% here that all advertisers are going after, or the majority of them are. So when advertising or writing an ad for purchase ready buyers, step 1 is to build trust. So focus on establishing credibility and trustworthiness. Highlight your brand's history, awards, industry recognition, and positive customer testimonials. Number 2, Reinforce value. Clearly articulate your brand's unique selling proposition and why customers should choose your brand and solution. Emphasize the specific benefits and outcomes your brand can deliver. And then step 3, guide to purchase, or you can call this call to action. Provide a clear and compelling call to action that makes it easy for the buyer to take the next step in the purchasing process. Offer a free trial, discount, or limited time offer to encourage immediate action. And this is why so many ads run discounts. They work, and they work great. But it is only a small percentage, typically about 3%, that works on, because those people, you don't have to overcome any objections. Literally, a discount is all they needed because they already knew they were going to buy your type of product. The discount just helped push them over the edge to purchase it from you. Works great, but it does limit the level of scale that your brand or business can get to. And again, this is for lead generation or e-commerce. It doesn't make a difference whether you're whether you're running ads for a service-based business, an e-commerce store, a high-ticket offer like coaching or a course. It really doesn't make a difference. This applies to any offer out there that you are advertising. That is it for our intro video. I hope that you learned a lot in this intro video. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to utilize ChatGPT to write out ads for every one of these avatars. But I want you to fully take in everything that's in this video. Watch it 4 or 5 times and really process and digest. Take notes on it. But this is stuff that you need to know, not only to increase the level, not only to increase the impact of your ads and the copy that you write, but also so you can educate future clients. If you end up starting your own agency or working at an agency or doing marketing for a company, however you want to use these skills or using it for your own business, it's extremely helpful not only to educate yourself to make sure that your ads are fully connecting with people, but also to be able to educate clients in the future of why you're creating certain ads. So anyways, really excited to continue working with you guys and teaching you guys. Hope you learned a lot in this video, and I will see you in the next video.